Welcome to our 2021-22 Student Services Awards. We are celebrating the 53rd year of recognizing our accomplished educators, students, and community. Finding ways to celebrate appreciation can be a powerful tool that provides an antidote to isolation and challenges. In special education, we highlight strengths of the students we serve, developing our gratitude muscle. One of the reasons I love this event is that research shows in gratitude for others, our own happiness increases. So it is a win-win for our nominators and our recipients. We are grateful for the many nominators who took time to recognize the contributions of their colleagues and students. We have all witnessed the dedication, creativity, innovation, and resiliency it has taken to be successful in recent times. We have much to celebrate, much to be proud of, and so much to be grateful for as we close another school year. I am particularly grateful for and proud of each of our educators and leaders who open a world of opportunity to our students and their families. Next year, we will celebrate our accomplished educators in person, so I look forward to seeing everyone in person next year. Have a beautiful and joyous summer.
As a precocious kindergarten student, Joy would let you know whether she wanted you around or not. Her voice and personality have always been what makes her stand out. In the last 2 years, I have watched her develop into a responsible and respectful student who cares for others. As the only girl in an intermediate art classroom of boys, she can be seen on the playground, playing, laughing, and running around with the guys. Her protective crew knows she's special and will do whatever they can to make sure harm does not come her way. Joy provides her friends heartful and genuine friendship.
Maddie goes above and beyond to make our students feel welcome and accepted. She has a heart of gold and so much patience for our moderate disabled students. She will give up her lunch to interact with our kiddos and help them with cleaning up. Maddie deserves to be recognized for the kindness she spreads towards a community of students that often get overlooked.
Liana is a 5th grade student at Patterson Elementary. Liana always gives 100% in everything she does. She has grown this year and last by leaps and bounds. This is because of her desire to learn, her participation in class, and her work ethic. Liana always does what is asked of her without complaint. She loves to learn and always gives her best. She is a ray of sunshine wherever she goes, always smiling and happy. Liana is also willing to help both her teachers and other students. She jumps in to help when she sees another student struggling with a concept that she has mastered. She is an asset to any classroom. Congratulations, Liana, you deserve it.
I nominated Melanie because she is an amazing and respectful student. She always asks to help out in the classroom and tries her best on every assignment in class. She's a wonderful friend to her peers and an overall good example of going above and beyond.
A rock star student that comes to school with a positive attitude to learn. He's respectful to other students and the teachers and always has the nicest compliments to give out. He makes everyone in the class feel welcome and knows how to make your day. I've never met a student that is so excited to come to school as Jace Garza is.
A person worthy of far more than simple recognition, Mr. Brian Sally is a team-driven, introspective, and humble-hearted ally, often thinking of himself less than he does his peers, as does a natural leader. He always supports and advises in a thoughtful and empathetic way. His ability to solve the most sensitive and complicated professional problems shows itself as second nature and is always backed by a passionate desire to help. He has a deep and understated intellect, a calm spirit, and infectious positive outlook. He should be celebrated for these qualities in others, but none more so than his continual sacrifice, patience and vision for his colleagues and students, his professional family, and his school body at large.
Tracy is the SPED department head at Field Elementary. She arrives an hour before school and stays at least an hour or two after to make sure everything is in order, not only for her class, but also for her team. Tracy cares for each member of her staff and treats them with fairness and equity. Tracy is very conscientious and puts in the time and effort to help her fellow teachers be their best. Tracy has a great listening ear. I always feel that I can go to her for help or guidance. Tracy's advice is well thought out and helps me to come up with positive ways to approach and solve classroom behavior challenges. Tracy advocates for the SPED students. One of the ways she does this is by training and preparing her kindergarten and first grade students in proper classroom behavior, work habits, lunchroom etiquette, and expectations. Some of the many things I like about Tracy are her cheerful and optimistic outlook and her calm and lighthearted personality.
Erica took over a classroom in the midst of a complete restructuring. She was instrumental in the fidelity of the new processes that were put into place.
Carrie is such an amazing teacher. She is incredibly dedicated to the success of each and every one of her students. She finds ways to reach all of her students where they are. She encourages them to be independent thinkers. Often, you will find her students working in small groups where they are encouraged to collaborate with one another. The sense of community within them is noticed from the time they arrive on campus to the time they leave. Carrie is an innovator of learning strategies that build on students' strengths and needs to move them forward in meeting their goals. Her experience and knowledge are assets that her students, colleagues, and our campus as a whole benefit from daily.
Daniel is amazing. He takes on the workload of multiple teachers and never complains. He builds amazing relationships with all the students and is an outstanding role model for kids. Our school gains so much from him being here with us. He truly is a gift to our students and our school.
This nomination is for Daniel Ramos, an outstanding special education teacher. Daniel is always willing to go above and beyond for all students, not only special ed students. He's part of our MTSS team and guides the questions every week to facilitate the meeting and make sure that all students are the focus here at Robson Elementary. When a student outside of his scope of work is having an issue, Daniel's always there to support that child in any way. He volunteers in creative positive behavior interventions with teachers and communications with parents. He's always there to listen and suggest improvements in his department with his colleagues and as a leader on our campus. Daniel is an outstanding special education teacher.
I work with so many amazing teachers, but Mr. Abbey is the definition of exceptional. His passion for teaching and working with students with special needs is evident by the way he interacts with his students and his collaboration with all the related service providers to make sure his students have everything they need. Mr. Abbey puts thoughtful attention to each of his students and will adapt every activity so each student has the opportunity to participate using their unique abilities. He gets them so excited for learning and makes it super fun for them. Their smiles truly say it all. Parents and families love him. During IEP meetings, families continuously tell Abby that they have so much trust in him and constantly thank him for all his hard work. He takes the time to guide them through the process with so much patience and empathy and really empowers them. I am so grateful to work with Mr. Abbey in his classroom during these couple of years. His classroom is inclusive, welcoming, and so inspirational.
Mr. Toscano attends every IEP meeting that he is scheduled for. He supports and promotes our students in special education and is a big supporter of helping these individuals to do their very best. One day, he even took his own lunchtime to go outside and play football with a student that was working on rewards to be out, and this was the request of the student to play football with Mr. Toscano. The student was elated to be outside playing catch with one of his teachers he was able to make a connection with. He is such a wonderful general education teacher, and all of the students love being in his class.
Mr. Randy Mann is a 6th grade general education teacher at Johnson Elementary. Randy has become a favorite of many of the students who are in our self-contained classrooms. He makes it a point to stop by and say hi at lunch each day. He asks the students what they are eating and shows genuine interest as they do their best with limited verbal skills to tell him what they are having. This past summer, Mr. Mann also provided a special science class featuring his love for bonsai during our school's Summer Academy. Before Summer Academy started, he met with the self-contained teachers and asked them about the needs of the students and how he could best meet those needs while they attended his class. The students always returned excited about what they learned. In the wise words of Mr. Rogers, the world needs a sense of worth, and it will achieve it only by its people feeling they are worthwhile. Thank you, Mr. Mann, for helping our special education students feel like they are worthwhile.
Tracy Mayfield loves my students as her own. She reads every student by name and takes the time to get to know them. She is always open to my students joining her class throughout the day and treats them just like they are one of her own. Tracy is always willing to sit down and assist me in making sure that my students are given access to the same things as their general education peers. She believes in my students and their abilities and celebrates their successes with me. She is always willing to step in and help at a moment's notice. Tracy attends every meeting with a positive attitude and kind words. Tracy is an outstanding person and would go above and beyond for every one of our students.
I nominated Brett for the Outstanding Support Professional Award because he brings a wealth of knowledge to the Assistive Technology Department. He quickly responds to support requests, is willing to sit and brainstorm about students and their needs, as well as support teachers, aides, and SLPs with finding the best way to support the students' independent use of assistive technology to speak and learn. He answers all requests quickly with an email, in-person visit, and or phone call. Anyone that meets Brett feels his passion for assistive technology and how crucial it is for students with various disabilities to be included, successful, and engaged in learning. He offers trainings and quick consultations with concerned teachers to make them feel more confident when helping a student with AT needs or an AAC device. Thank you for all that you do, Brett. We really appreciate you, and congratulations on this award.
Ashley assists the teachers and students at Dotson High School. She helps with setting up special education meetings, communicates with the parents, keeps records for our special education department. She updates the caseloads, assists in finding substitutes when teachers are out, and basically helps with everything and anything that's needed at our school.
I nominated my amazing classroom aide, Tia, because she goes above and beyond for me every day at school. She has been with me since last January and was originally a one-on-one aide before transitioning into my full-time classroom aide this year. She is not only kind, positive, but also encouraging, and always comes to school with a huge smile on her face. When I was out sick in January, she took over the classroom gracefully and did such an amazing job with the students. She loves the kids and is always coming up with new ideas on how to better teach them. She is a very valuable member to Eisenhower and to my classroom. I cannot imagine my job without her. Thanks, Miss Tia.
Barb is an exceptional and dedicated special education clerk, but also so much more than that. Barb facilitates communication across the team, helps manage deadlines, builds relationships with families, and even covers classes when teachers are in IEP meetings. Barb has been the special education clerk at Falcon Hill for 7 years and worked for almost 10 different school psychologists. She treats students, staff, and parents with utmost professionalism and a positive attitude. She is truly the glue holding our special education team together. She's much loved and very appreciated by the whole Falcon Hill family and is a valuable asset to Mesa Public Schools.
Sandy Grace is the gatekeeper at Johnson Elementary. She is the first person you see when you enter the school. She knows the comings and goings of everyone. She embodies Mesa's promise by knowing all 600 students by name, strength, and need. Sandy is especially helpful with our students and teachers in special education. One specific example of how Sandy has gone above and beyond is in helping out with positive behavior interventions for multiple students. We have one student who does a special job and takes Sandy something in the office, and in return receives a sticker for his chart. Sandy is happy to greet the student, and the student loves seeing Miss Sandy. Sandy is quick to respond to our calls for help and gives encouragement, help, and chocolate as needed. She is aware when we are short-staffed and will lend a helping hand if possible. Attendance registrars are not always considered a member of the special education team, but Johnson's special education team could not function without her. As we know, food makes the world go round, and Johnson's cafeteria crew is the absolute best. They help keep students fed and ready to learn. We have many special dietary needs on our campus, and our ladies are happy to accommodate them all. Whether it's pureeing food, having breakfast ready early in the morning for students in our self-contained classes, or having special food ready for various allergies, these ladies do it all. Food is highly motivating for our students, and our food and nutrition team assists with the process of having a successful day because basic needs are being met. Our cafeteria ladies are fun, they're creative, they're helpful, and we are so glad they're at Johnson.
When people think of security in a school setting, their minds most likely wander to backpack searches, an intimidating presence, and reminders of the rules. And while Mr. Darrell does a lot of those things, he does so much more. Mr. Darrell ensures the safety and well-being of the students and staff at MCS at Jordan by establishing relationships. He takes the time to get to know the reasons why our students sometimes struggle at school and helps them reframe their perceived shortcomings into opportunities for empowerment and leadership. Mr. Darrell is a coach and a mentor in the community and has offered many students scholarship opportunities across the valley to play on teams that would otherwise be out of their reach. He inspires the students through his own life experiences and models how to be part of a team, how to work toward a common goal, and how to not only accept but celebrate each other's differences. Mr. Darrell is the reason that some of our students come to school every day. He is an outstanding mentor, and we are all so lucky to have him as a part of our team.
Lauren has been an amazing addition to our classroom this year. Some great qualities she exhibits are flexibility, initiative-taking, growth mindset, perseverance, and an overall genuine caring attitude. She has taken time to teach each of the kids how to play games while out at recess. Their favorite was freeze tag. She speaks quietly to them, and even I feel like they are superbly special in those moments, so I know that's how they feel. They love when she asks about them and when she plays with them. In her small group rotation, she's been able to quietly and gently guide them through difficult work by reminding them how capable they are. Because they trust her, they work very well in her group. Even through the occasional tears, she manages to get them to persevere. She exhibits a growth mindset outlook which transfers to the students. She is driven by initiative and has a problem-solving attitude. If a particular behavior is persisting in the classroom or in her group, she'll ask, "What would you do in a situation like this?" Or she'll suggest ideas. It makes for an extremely collaborative work environment. This class does not run without the support of IAs. We rely on their input and knowledge because it is absolutely impossible to see and hear everything. Every single day, I and our students are lucky to have Lauren be a part of our little community. We are thankful that she's one of our people.
I want to nominate Debbie Pace for her outstanding duties as my paraprofessional. She has been a paraprofessional for this district for 10 years. She is one of the best paraprofessionals I've been able to work with in the past 25 years as the very profound teachers. Please see that she gets an award because she is the best para in the district. I would like to nominate Rachel Claramonte for her outstanding service as an instructional specialist. She's been able to relate to me, and it's all about relationships. She is one of the best instructional specialists I have been able to work with in the past 25 years in special education. Like I said, she has been on the spot, helped me out through this Mesa process, and I want to let you know she can relate to me and other people.
I nominated Mike Rapier for Outstanding Principal in support of special education for multiple reasons. Mike has been amazing at listening to different ideas that would support special education and then making them happen. The specific example I have is at the start of this school year when we had our new reading program, Spire. He was able to work with the team and the counselors to rearrange many schedules to help accommodate that. Additionally, he has been a part of many contentious special education meetings and has been very effective at de-escalating situations and setting examples of what we want for best practices going forward. Finally, he has established a great comprehensive tier system for behavior at Poston Junior High, and this is effective for making sure that with our special education students, we're using the tiers that are in place at Poston. The students have responded really well and are successful at Poston because of the multi-tier behavior systems he has in place.
The person I nominated is Mr. Michael Rapier, our principal. From my heart, I believe that Mike is an innate leader, and thanks to his guidance, great things are always happening at our school, such as special events, art integration, parents' conferences, staff reunions, and more. Mike really cares for the students and for the staff. I feel honored for being part of his team.
Kathy Eustace is an upstanding principal who is dedicated to her work. She is always supporting the staff in various ways, encouraging them to do their best. She unites us as a community and guides us by example. Without her, Red Mountain Center for Early Education would not have been voted Best Preschool in Mesa for 2022.
Laura creates personalized behavior plans with many of our students, and she funds the rewards for these plans by herself. She sets a wonderful example of how to work with children and is very supportive of all of us. She is unflagging in her positive attitude and gives all of us pep talks when we need them. I truly cannot imagine our school without her.
Andrea is a welcome addition to Patterson's campus this year. She has had quite the challenge with being brand new to our district and campus, but her passion, perseverance, and willingness to ask questions has ensured her success. She works diligently to ensure her large caseload is completed thoroughly. Andrea is a champion for our students and advocates for what is best for them. She communicates well with families and teachers to obtain current and accurate information and data about each student. Andrea uses all resources at hand to ensure the student receives what they need. She values each individual child for who they are and creates relationships with them that gives the students a sense of security and family. On top of her duties, Andrea goes above and beyond to support our campus at large. When a teacher had a last-minute morning emergency and couldn't make it to school during a high substitute day, Andrea didn't hesitate to offer to cover the classroom until we were able to arrange an alternate substitute. Andrea volunteers to support her coworkers and help them out in case of emergencies. If a student is having a difficult time and has to be removed from class, Andrea always checks in to ensure the staff and students don't need additional assistance or support. If they do, she's always willing to assist. Andrea does amazing things for all of Patterson's students, and we couldn't be more grateful for her and all of her hard work. Congratulations, Andrea.
I wanted to nominate Dylan Davey for the Student Service Award. Dylan is not new to Hughes, but he is new to teaching. Last year, he was an instructional assistant in one of our self-contained autism classrooms. This year, he has started to teach as a resource teacher in our special ed department. Dylan puts the needs of students first. He spent some time in my classroom the first 2 weeks of school as we were dealing with COVID and being short-staffed. Dylan is willing to help in areas that he is needed. The students all enjoy him and want to say hi to him when they see him. He has worked hard to understand curriculum by asking questions when needed. He is an asset to our Hughes family, and I look forward to working with him in the coming years. Way to go, Dylan.
Graham is a first-year special education resource teacher at Rhodes Junior High School. Prior to his first day in front of students, he had only had online teaching experience. When I met him, I asked if he had ever worked with kids in a school setting before. To my absolute surprise, he said no. However, you would never know this when you watch him teach. He is an absolute natural with high expectations and rigor for all of his students. His flexibility and responsiveness to support his students and others is extraordinary. He has never complained, but only asked what else he can do to help. Graham teaches all subject areas in both a resource and inclusion setting. Something that should be noted is the amount of planning it takes to sustain engagement all day. He never shies away from growth. I have seen him use creative grouping and highly interactive assignments with his students. Even though there is a potential for failure, he always takes the risk. He has candid relationships with his students in special education and out. Graham is a popular teacher on his campus with many students a part of his anime club. He is constantly sharing his interests with students and probing them as to theirs. In turn, the classroom community has a high level of respect between the teacher and students. I have also witnessed him form relationships with some of the hardest to reach students, going out of his way to show he cares. Mesa Public Schools is incredibly lucky to have gained Graham as an employee, and I truly believe his service deserves recognition. As his instructional coach, I could not be more proud of his accomplishments.
Charlie is an amazing therapy dog in our special education, self-contained, and inclusion classrooms. He provides emotional support and engages our students, even the nonverbal and medically fragile ones. He is a part of our community and is serving our special students and staff well.
Ashley has really stepped into her role as a teacher, the program, and our school, and the students are blessed because of it. It is a pleasure to watch her shine each day. She worked hard to build classroom community, facilitating several weeks of team building and class building activities, and encouraging the students to work together. That has trickled into the way the students work while in her classroom. She challenges them, and they really show up and do their very best each day. She has put together some incredible social studies and science lessons. They even put on a play in their classroom for a social studies unit. The kids learned tons and had so much fun. They talked about it for weeks afterward. The work and growth doesn't just begin and end in her classroom. She has successfully mainstreamed several students throughout the day into their respective grade levels, and even has a group of students who have joined orchestra. Ashley advocates for and tries to make sure that each of her students has the same opportunities as any other student. The kids know she's on their side, and they are flourishing at school both academically and socially because of her guidance and support. She considers her students' strengths, and when she talks about how to best support them, she always makes a plan to meet them where they're at so that she can move them forward. She does her best to work within her students' strengths to help support their weaknesses. If something isn't working, she changes the plan. If she's not sure what to do next, she reaches into her support corner and talks through ideas. We're lucky to have her.
I've nominated Lisa Hudson and the food service crew. She and her crew are welcoming to the kids, patient as they assist each child and do it all with a smile. Even when they encounter what looks like rude or disrespectful behavior, no composure is lost. They make the kids feel like they are seen and every bit a part of the school as anyone else. Thank you.
Daniel is so amazing and charismatic. He always has a smile on his face and greets our students individually with an infectious, "Hi, how was your day?" He gives so much and asks for so little. Anything we ask him, he gladly goes out of his way to make happen. You can tell he has a genuine care for our students and loves his job. And his job is so important. Not many in this day and age are doing this job, but he is, and is willing to take on some of the most challenging students. But he does it every day, treating each child the same. Thank you so much, Daniel.
Samantha puts time, energy, and effort into every single student on her caseload. She will spend 30 minutes on the phone with a student's outside therapy provider, coordinating and helping that student receive the best possible care at school and at home. She recently organized and put on a training for a team of special education teachers and aides at Mesa High. She knew those particular teachers had multiple students using various communication devices and systems, and she held the training as a way of supporting those teachers and the students they all serve. She goes the extra mile to do things like that while still providing really great therapy services to the students on her caseload. and writing some of the most descriptive IEPs I've ever seen. We are lucky to have her on our NPS team.
Rachel goes above and beyond what an occupational therapist is expected to do. She is a huge advocate for all of our students that she services. She is willing to fight for them to make sure that they receive everything they need and more. She is always quick to jump in and help a teacher in need. You can tell that she loves what she does and who she gets to work with. She comes into my classroom with a positive attitude and a willingness to do anything to help and to support the students in my room. Mesa Public Schools is lucky to have such a wonderful OT like Rachel.
I am nominating Cheryl Bomer. She is our speech pathologist at RMCEE. She's in my classroom, and she also services other classrooms at our school. Ms. Cheryl is innovative, caring, and a true professional. She makes learning fun, relevant, and exciting for our 3- and 4-year-old students without skipping a beat. My classroom has an array of different abilities: autism, spina bifida, wheelchairs, no language, etc. And Cheryl is always smiling and ready.
He is our security personnel. When there is an episode, he is the first one to show up. I am 100% sure he can tell you about every student in school, how they are, and who they are. He cares for each student with a heart. He knows students' needs and conditions, interacts according to that. He is always ready to help. His love, caring, patience, and devotion for students are above and beyond anyone I saw.
Vitafa goes above and beyond to assess an individual child needs and assist every student with achieving their goals for success. She looks at every child as a whole picture and relentlessly finds ways for their needs to be accommodated and to assure they are included in any and all activities across the school.
Hello, my name is Mel Kelly. I am the Special Education Director for secondary schools.
And I am Carrie Carsons, the Special Education Team Leader for junior high schools.
We have the honor of supporting our Mesa Public Schools junior high and high schools.
Over the last year, our special education staff and students have had to be resilient, problem solvers, collaborators, and innovators in order to provide support to our students.
We would like to congratulate the staff and student award winners. We thank you for your dedication and commitment to supporting students with disabilities.
As we reflect on the past school year, Gretchen and I would like to begin with an appreciative, heartfelt, and well-deserved thank you. John Quincy Adams said, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader." Thank you for being these leaders. Thank you for doing this work without expecting recognition, but know that you do deserve recognition and praise for the many ways you tirelessly serve. It is our sincere privilege to lift you up and honor you.
As it is true with any school year, there are challenges paired with many celebrations. Thank you for jumping in without fail to break down any barriers that may have stood in the way. You embody our vision of serving all students based on their strengths and needs. You set the bar high and continue to achieve and exceed those expectations. With deep admiration for all of your efforts, both individually and collectively, we celebrate you. We are proud to be here to offer our profound gratitude for your commitment and dedication.
As we close out the 21-22 school year, it is important for us to stop and give recognition to all of our outstanding special education staff, our principals, and our incredible students.
Every year for the past 53 years, we have held the Student Services Awards. It is a time to give a special shout out and recognize individuals for the phenomenal commitment they've shown and the hard work they have put in.
We would like to express what an honor it is to work beside you and thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.